Come to the center of your mat in child's pose. Arms extended out in front of you, elbows off the ground, forehead to the ground, hips to the heels, really attempting to straighten out that back. Knees can be open for a deeper stretch or closed. You can massage your forehead on the ground. Walk your hands over to the left with your right palm over your left palm. Back to center, your hands can be on your fingertips for a deeper stretch. Really attempting to flatten out that back here while keeping your hips to the ground. Walk your hands over to the right, left palm over right palm. And back to center. Today's class is all about Pisces. Pisces are ruled by water, and they just flow. They're boundless. If Pisces was a religion, it would be Buddhist. So they say. Pisces can sit for a long time and just view things as they are. So continue to sit. We're going to sit in these poses for a long time and watch things as they go by and practice non-violence and non-reactions. So lift up that head, remove the block, pick up those hands onto your fingertips and get into a deeper stretch. Taking in some really deep breaths. Just focusing inward. I recommend taking this class with your eyes closed. You can clasp your hands behind your back and look up. Stick your tongue out for lion's breath. You can roll out those wrists. You can press your palms down to stretch out your wrists. So pressing down with your right hand and then your left. Switching out from the top of your palm to the bottom. Take your left hand across your chest and look to the right. Just warming up the shoulders. Take your arm behind your head. And you can sway to the side if you'd like. And switch sides. Left arm across the chest. Water likes to continuously move, so feel free to move as you wish and do some freestyle if you wish as well. So take the hand behind the head. Let's roll our necks from left to right, going in a circle. Taking out any tension, any stagnant energy that doesn't belong there. And switch sides, rotate to the left. You can press down with your right hand and push your palm on your opposite arm down, just stretching out the sides of the neck. You can move your hips through a circle here, just swaying as you'd like. Bring your hands forward onto your knees. We're going to do some cat-cows here, so just using the ground to push off. You can tap out the backs of your feet. You can sway from side to side, just moving that tailbone, just winding and weaving through. You can look up for cat. And pushing through the ground, pushing through those shoulders for cow. And up for cat. Look up, lion's breath. Stretch out those arms in front of you for puppy, attempting to get your chin to the ground and looking up. Bring those arms back a bit. Just Find your way, just get comfortable. Find your way into down dog. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee. You can push down on the tops of your feet here, just moving however you'd like. You can sway from side to side, just moving that water through. Bring your heels together and toes apart, and you can come up onto your tippy toes. Bring toes together, heels apart, still in down dog. This variation's a little different. Back up onto your tippy toes, swim through into chaturanga, push up, back into down dog. Swim through, chaturanga, push back up into down dog. Just a little warm up here. You can move your head from side to side, look up, look down. Lift your left leg to the sky. You can bend and extend a few times. You can roll out that hip. Take your left knee to your left elbow and back up to the sky. Knee to elbow, down to the wrist. Center, look up. And right elbow. Extend that leg out, right hand to the sky and over. You can attempt to lift your left leg here for more advanced yogis. And slowly come into a dancer's if possible. Bring that right arm back down to the ground. Down dog, right leg to the sky. Right knee to right elbow, back up to the sky. Knee to center, back up to the sky. Knee to left elbow and extend out. Left arm to the sky. You can do a little back bend here. You can come into dancers. And let's come seated into a center straddle. You can swim to the left, swim to the right. Just move however freely you wish. You can move your left arm over your head towards your toe. Keeping your eyes closed, looking within. And find stillness in all of these poses. Arms to the sky, fold forward towards your leg, facing your leg. Attempting to reach your head towards your toes. Attempting to flatten out that back. And come to center. You can use a block for your forehead. Stretching out your arms out in front of you. Continually readjust and find refinements. Just relaxing here in center, sending those thoughts back to the ground, back to the earth, finding stillness within. Finding stillness in the chaos. Let's go to the other side. Left arm over the left foot. And face the leg. You can wrap your hands around the front of your foot, giving yourself a little foot massage as well. And back to center. You can reduce the height of the block for a deeper stretch or remove the block entirely if you're ready. And now let's sit back up, come to the center of the mat. Stretch out your legs in front of you, arms to the sky, reach forward into a forward fold. Just massaging the backs of those feet, attempting to flatten out that back. Place your right foot over your left knee for a slight twist. Twisting to the right. You can rock from side to side here, just helping your hips to warm up a bit. There's times in life when it's good to hold still, and then there's times when you just allow things to happen and flow and continuously move. Arms to the sky and forward fold. Switch legs, so bring your right leg over your left leg and twist to the other side. And then your left knee over your right knee and twist. You can use the back of that hand to keep you straight. Bend in that left knee. Toes towards the back of your butt. And now come back into down dog. Walk, step, or hop forward, flat back. Fold forward, arms to the sky, look up. Palms to the chest and fold down to the ground. Plank, chaturanga, up dog. Look to the right, look to the left, and down dog. Let's continue to flow, so bend the knees, jump, step, or hop forward, flat back. Fold forward, arms to the sky, look up, palms to chest, fold forward, step back to plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Keep moving through, bend the knees, jump, step, hop forward, flat back, fold forward, swim up, look up, palms to chest, palms back on the ground, step back into plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Bend the knees, jump, step, hop, flat back, fold forward, swim up, look up, palms to chest, hands on the ground, step back into plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. One more time, bend the knees, jump, step, hop, flat back, fold forward, slowly roll up, standing, arms up, palms to chest. Take a second to breathe here. Bring your palms out to the side, palms facing forward, feet together, standing in mountain. Really using the ground here, pushing your shoulders down into the ground. Roll forward, starting with your upper back first. Let's bring your feet out, hips distance wide, grabbing onto your elbows. And let's just hang here for a bit. You can bend one knee, bend the other. You could bring your right hand to the sky and then behind you while bending your left knee. Switch sides, right hand to the ground, left hand to the sky, bending that right knee and bringing that left hand behind you. Both hands to the ground, bending both knees, slowly rolling up, using the top of your back first. And then let's roll out those shoulders, just bringing one shoulder back and then the other. Let's come back down to the ground. Find yourself in plank, down dog. Lift your right leg to the sky. You can bend and extend. Pretend like there's a back wall behind you. Knee in. And swim through into Warrior Two. Hips should be as parallel as possible. You can swim up and down, just bending and extending that leg while moving your arms through. Feel free to dance a bit here. Lean forward, lean back into side warrior. Straighten that knee. And come into Trikonasana. Right hand on the ground, left hand to the sky. Bring that hand behind your back and swim through into a center straddle, using your hands to attempt to push your head down onto the ground in your center straddle. You can grab onto your elbows. Just really hang here. Bring your feet slightly together, still hip distance apart, holding onto those elbows. And we're just going to dangle for a bit more. It's really important to hold these poses. Just swing from side to side, making sure your head is below your heart. And that's where you release your ego, when your head is below your heart. Releasing the ego means not reacting, just noticing and turning your attention on attention itself. You can grab your toes here and bend your elbows for a deeper stretch. You could place your hands underneath your feet, also for a deeper stretch. Just keeping that head below that heart, releasing those socks to the ground. Just existing in the pose. Let's take our legs out with your left knee bent, right leg straight. And bring your right hand over your head into a side angle pose. Swim that arm back into Warrior Two. Arms to the sky, just find an adjustment. You could lean back into Reverse Warrior. Lean forward into that side angle again. And come into a forward stretch, shortening the distance between your back foot and your front foot here, and then lifting and lowering each of your heel and then the front of your toes. So just alternating that stretch, coming back through center to the opposite side of your mat. Let's find that same stretch again. Shorten the distance between your back leg and your front leg, just rocking back and forth between the back of your heel and the front of your toes. And coming into Warrior Three. On that right leg, grabbing the back of your right foot or your left foot. Slight back bend here. Release the leg, bring it to the back of your mat, swim through center, and then come to the back side of your mat, coming up into Warrior Three onto that left leg. Grabbing the back of your right foot. You can squeeze onto that foot to take the attention off of the standing leg. Just flowing, bringing that leg back down, coming down onto your knees. And coming into Child's Pose, just taking a rest here. We're going to be here for a while. It's important to sit still as a Pisces. This is the place that you come back to in your mind mentally, this stillness in the chaos. So when you find yourself in a stressful environment, just learn to find that place within that you can go to, and that is your stillness. Your stillness is unmovable. No one can change you. They can't alter your emotions. Here is where you set boundaries and where you find yourself. Let's bring your palms up onto your fingertips, just finding that deeper stretch within that Child's Pose. Pisces is really good at me time, alone time, and nurturing the self, finding deep self-love and deep healing. This is also a very humbling pose. Again, the head is below the heart. This is where the ego gets released. Let's come up onto those hands. You can stretch your legs back behind you. Find yourself in plank. Let's just do some push-ups here really quick. Some yogi push-ups into chaturanga and push up into plank. Come onto your side, onto your right hand, left hand to the sky for a side plank. You could bring your left knee up. Just hold in side plank, just really stretching out those fingers of that left hand. You could bring them over your head, just balancing on that right foot. Let's swim through to the opposite hand, leaning on your left hand now, right hand to the sky for side plank on the opposite. Bringing your right knee up in balance. Finding stillness. Coming back to your mat and down dog, lifting that left leg to the sky, bringing your knee in. And let's come into a warrior one. Clasp both hands behind your back, look up, and swim forward into humble warrior. Again, that head below that heart, where the ego gets released. This is yoga. This is the Buddha. No ego. So let's launch forward into warrior three. Kicking that back leg up, but keeping your hands clasped and looking forward. Slight back bend. It's okay if you lose balance like I did here. Let's bring that right leg to the back of your mat and then bring your knee down. And then bend and extend that left knee. Bring your left arm around, grabbing the back of your foot. Finding a stretch at the front of that right thigh. And release the foot. Lift that knee off the ground, left hand to the sky and then in front of you. Bring that knee back to the ground. Find your center straddle. Bring your feet slightly inwards, grabbing onto your elbows and just hanging here. You can clasp your hands behind your back and lift your arms up off of your back. Again, lots of forward folds here. It's intentional. Yoga isn't always about the most challenging pose. Sometimes the more challenging poses are the simplest ones that you need to accomplish first. And these poses really help to release that ego. And when you release the ego, that's when you find stillness, and that's when you become non-reactive to things. So let's walk your hands over to the front of your mat. Let's move your feet into the bend your right knee and straighten out your left knee, lifting that right heel off the ground, bringing your right hand to the sky, into a lunge, bringing that left knee down to the ground, bending and extending your right leg. Bring your left knee up and grabbing the back of your left foot with your right hand. And release. Take that knee off the ground. Lift the right heel off and bring your hand up and forward. Heel down. Place the feet in Warrior Two. Clasp your hands behind your back and lean forward for Humble Warrior. Really enjoying these moments of releasing the ego. Let's launch forward into Warrior Three. Find your balance. Lift your left leg up. Keeping your hands clasped. Slight back bend. Look forward, not completely up. If you lose your balance, that's okay, as I did here. Let's come into tree pose. Left knee up. Hands above your head. Just find any adjustments you need. And switch sides. Tree pose on the right knee up. Right, both hands to the sky. And both feet on the ground. Let's come to the side of your mat. Stretching your legs out into straddle. We're just going to do those stretches again. Let's come into a center stretch first. So arms out in front of you, legs wide open. Hopefully finding a deeper stretch this time. Let's come stretch over to the left side, right hand over your head towards your left foot. Both hands to the sky, reaching over that left foot and facing your leg. Let's come to the center. You can use a block for your head, stretching out your arms. Since this sequence is all about Pisces, the pose itself is less important, and it's more about the spiritual aspect and letting go and just existing and being comfortable with existing. Let's walk the hands over to the left foot, or the right foot, I'm sorry. Left hand over to the right foot. And then wrap both hands around that foot, looking forward. Attempting to bring your forehead to your feet or to your knee. And let's come back to center. Again, just getting comfortable with stillness and being still is the theme of this class. Being curious about the mundane. We don't always need to be moving. If there's no movement, there's no chaos. Learning to enjoy being with yourself is a way to find improvement within yourself and a way for thoughts to come up. So you need to allow yourself to heal. So remove the block. Let's come up back to the center of the mat. Let's come onto your backs. Bring your bring your right knee to your chest. Let's roll that knee around in a circle a few times. And extend that leg up to the sky. Really trying to bring it closer to you. You can bend and flex that foot. You can massage out the thigh, tap out the thigh. Grab the back of the heel and swim it over to the right. And release. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. So bring that left knee into your chest. Roll it around a few times. And extend out to the sky, pushing towards you. You can bend and flex your foot. Grab the back of that heel, bring it over to your left. And release. You can bring both knees in. Just bring them in and out in a circle. And kick up to the sky. We're going to scissor, just cross and alternate up and down from the ground and up to the sky. Just keep scissoring, just alternating your legs here. It's about a count of 5 each time, so count 5 up and then count 5 off of the ground, and now bring everything off the ground, legs and hands off the ground, and hold. And bring those knees in, grab those heels. You can straighten out those legs. And now we're going to do some crunches. So feet on the ground and crunch up and center. Keep crunching. Bring your right knee to your chest. Keep crunching. Extend that leg out and reach towards your foot. Just keep crunching. It's about a count of 5 each time. So switch legs, left knee to chest. Keep crunching. You can turn that left knee out and keep crunching. Leg to the sky, reach towards your foot, keep crunching. And both feet on the ground, we're going to come into a circle. To the left, keep circling. And switch sides, circle to the right. Keep going. And both knees into chest, arms off the ground, just hold and release. You can roll onto your bellies if you'd like and stretch out that belly. You could come into Sphinx or Cobra or just extend both arms up. Just stretching out that belly. Find your way back onto the mat, back onto your back. We're going to do a few supported bridges here. So use a block, get yourself set up and comfortable. Shoulders should be tucked in underneath your back. Lift those hips up and bring the block towards your lower back and surrender to the block. Making sure your upper back and your shoulders are tucked in. I wish I could tell you just how I feel, but I'm just so conflicted, I can't tell you what's real. I'm trying to find Cupid, so it's my heart of steel, but all these bows and arrows still haven't revealed if I like you or if I like you. Could lift one leg to the sky, lift the other. You can lift both legs to the sky, flex your feet, really focusing on the top of your back here, attempting to get the top of your back onto the ground. This will help fix your alignment of the hips. And lower both feet to the ground, release the block. Knock your knees in, toes out. You should always do this after you do any sort of back bend. It's really important to release out that lower back. We're going to do that one more time. So lift those hips up, bring the block underneath right above your lower back, making sure your shoulders are tucked in, your chin is to your chest. Your knees aren't necessarily together, but they are hips distance apart. You can lift one leg, you can lift the other, and then you can lift both, flexing out those feet, just really working out and fixing your alignment. And lower both feet to the ground. And knocking those knees in, toes out. Don't forget to breathe, taking some big deep breaths here. You could bring your knees out, toes together for butterfly. And keep your hands on your belly. Make sure you're breathing through your belly. And just continuing to release those thoughts to the ground, not having an ego about not doing much. We don't always need to be moving. So we're going to come into fish pose. There's a few different variations. You can bring your hands underneath your pelvis and attempt to lift up. Or you can do this other variation that I'm about to do here in a second. So with your elbows bent and your hands in front of you, you're going to take your head to the back of the mat. Your legs are extended out in front of you. So this is a slight back bend, but your knees are straight. This is fish pose. And you can lift off with your forearms, just slowly coming up. We're going to come into a twist again, so right knee over left leg stays straight out, extended in front of you, and twist over to the right side, hooking your left elbow over your right knee, and using your right arm to attempt to keep your back as straight as possible. And tuck in that left leg, that left foot to the back of your bottom, and continue to twist. Release both legs and switch sides, so right knee or left knee over right leg stays out straight, and twist over to the left. Your right elbow is hooked over your left knee, and your left hand is attempting to keep your back as straight as possible. You could bring that foot towards the back of your mat for a twist. I believe this is called King's Fish Pose. You can release the arms, release the legs, come into a child's pose. We're going to continue to hang here for a bit. Making sure to continue to release those thoughts, any thoughts that come up. We carry a lot of trauma in our hips as well, so a lot of thoughts may come up during these poses. Just forgive them and release them. You can walk your hands over to the left side, stretching out the right side of your body. Back to center, and then over to the right side, stretching out the left side of your body. Back to center, just continuing to release those thoughts. Anything that comes up, just forgive it, let it go. Pisces is really good at feeling their emotions, and you can't feel your emotions if you don't sit still and allow them to come up. You can't release and forgive if you don't know what traumas are there, and these positions allow the traumas to surface. So if we're constantly moving, we're repressing those emotions. So this is a time to release the emotions. Let's come back down into down dog. Lift the right leg to the sky. You can rotate out those hips a bit. Kick the back wall behind you. Bring your knee into pigeon. So your right knee is at a 90-degree angle, perpendicular with the front of your mat if possible. If that's too deep for you, it does not need to be completely 90 degree. You can lay your head on a block or on the ground. Your hip should be perpendicular to the ground as well. We're going to try to stay about 2 minutes in each of these poses. So if you're uncomfortable, I recommend placing your fingers in mudra to attempt to take the attention out of the hips. And if any thoughts come up, let them go. If you feel like crying or singing or screaming, that is more than welcome. Pisces is not embarrassed to feel their emotions. You can release the block for a deeper stretch. And let's come up slowly. Find your way back into down dog. And hold in down dog for a second. Left leg to the sky, knee in, and come into pigeon on the left side. If you're unable to take that foot into a 90-degree angle, you can keep it pointed towards your hips. And we're just going to be here for about 2 minutes. So if anything comes up, just let it go. Release the thoughts. Don't let the mind wander. If they come up, just notice them, forgive them, and release them. There's a quote I found today. It says, "I fell in love with the way I was quiet and how I was all alone, because during that time my intuition's voice became louder and I was able to call myself home." So it's in these stillness that you can hear your spirit. You can rock from side to side, just nurturing out that hip. And push off of your hands. You can swing your legs back to the front of the mat. You can extend your legs out in front of you straight, arms to the sky, and fold forward. You can clasp your hands around your feet, bending your elbows, massaging out the feet. You can roll out your feet in a circle, just dancing and moving through. And attempting to make sure that these forward folds are with as straight as the back as possible. Let's come to our backs, and we're going to come to pigeon on our back. Or I apologize. We're going to cross one knee over the other and then pull onto your ankles and then switch sides. And then release the arms above the head, release the legs. Swing both knees to the left and look to the right for a slight twist. And then switch sides, swing both knees over to the right and look to the left. Bring your knees in and grab onto your heels for happy baby. Really pushing in opposition against those heels, so heels towards the ground. And release the heels. You can give yourself a real big hug here. The biggest hug of the day, knees towards your forehead. And fully release into Chaturanga. Your feet can be outside of your mat, your hands outside of your mat, palms facing up, shoulders slightly tucked in to your back. Your back should be as flat as possible onto the ground. And completely surrender, completely let go. We're going to get a really good 10 minutes of meditation here. So Chaturanga isn't about sleeping. So make sure you stay awake, focus on your center, third eye, and just allow yourself to listen to the stillness and be non-reactive. So in one way it's about letting go, but in another it's about keeping the mind active and releasing the body. So this is the place where you do try to attempt to separate the mind from the body. You don't need to take any deep breaths here, just take regular breaths. Continuing to focus on that third eye, which is in between your eyebrows. Just release the eyes, release the forehead, release the crown, release your ears, release your jaw, release the tongue off the top of your mouth. Release your mouth. Release your chin. Release your throat. Release your neck. Release your chest. Release your shoulders. Release your arms. Release your forearms. Release your fingers. Release your back. Release your lower back. Release your abdomen. Release your pelvis. Release your back of your legs. Release the front of your legs. Release your knees. Release your shins. Release your calves. Release the top of your feet and the bottom of your feet. Release those toes. Everything in life starts with your mindset first and your actions second. Your actions follow your thoughts, your beliefs, and ideas. To make a shift, to free your energy, start with getting your mind right and then take action. That's a quote by Sylvester McNutt III. Take the arms above the head, wiggle those fingers and toes. Come back to reality just for a moment. Taking in a big deep breath here. Let's roll over to one side, just placing your head on your arm. We're going to rest here for a bit. This is a very nurturing, healing pose. This is a place that we tend to ignore and move through quickly. And if you tend to yourself more and you heal yourself more and you love yourself more, you can love others. We move through traumas and chaos so quickly. We don't even realize what happened, so we need to slow down and pay attention. You're not necessarily sleeping here. You're nurturing, you're healing, you're allowing any thoughts that come up to let go. You're not allowing the stories to carry on. You're just seeing them and letting them go. And you're finding gratitude and forgiveness and abundance. And send yourself lots of light and love. And push off with the hand that's free. Your head comes last. Come to a seated fold. Right hand over the heart, left hand over the belly. We're going to be here for a good 5 minutes. So this is a meditation for 5 minutes. Just set your intention for the day. Don't let your mind wander, or don't let the stories carry on. You could take in a really deep breath and hold your breath at the top for 3 and release. Just listen to your heart. They say your heart has a mind. So does the mind heart tell you today? Make sure you release your bellies, your muscles of your belly. In the stillness is where we find ourselves. This is where we heal. Send yourself deep self-love, deep healing. Bring back your power wherever you left it. Cut off any unnecessary cords that don't belong. Surround yourself with protection and light. Set your boundaries. You can always mentally come back here, even if you're in the chaos. Remember that intention that you set. Allow it to manifest. Imagine it and it will come true. Bring both palms to your heart, our heart